Hi, Mark Gilbert, parent coach here. Just hopping on to give you a brief overview of my NVR space program that is used to support parents who have highly dependent adult children at home. This we term failure to launch. Have you an adult in the home, it could be 16, 17, 18, 26, 27, that has failed to launch? That they spend most of their day confined to the home, online, playing games, mainly in their room, that they're refusing to take on adult responsibilities like a bit of work around the home, helping out on the farm, whatever, that they are not attending college or they have dropped out, that they are not attending any training, that they are financially dependent on you, their parents, and that you're almost waiting hand and foot on them. Again, this is a term we call failure to launch. They're not taking on adult roles and adult responsibilities. And not only that, but they could also be aggressive and argumentative and maybe violent towards us, shouting, roaring, cursing, calling names, breaking furniture, damaging property, when tackled about the issue. Or they're very easy to trigger us, to get us to step back, to stop asking them to do things, to stop asking them about going to college, when they're going to leave and when they're going to start providing their own house for themselves and their own income. They can trigger us with harsh words, or you don't care about me, or all you're worried about is yourself, or you're the worst parent in the world. Other parents don't act like this and talk like this. We may get all that from them because it triggers us then into a quiet place where we back away from them and we leave them alone, because at the end of the day, all we all really want is a quiet life and to get on with our lives. Weeks upwards, depending on how entrenched your adult child is, how dependent it is, how hard you are willing to work at it. To what we look at is what accommodations are we, the parents, engaging in that enables the young person to continue with this kind of behaviour. So if there is no expectation with the young person that they get up and do something every day, then that allows them to stay in the room. If we then look at if they want meals and they don't want to come to the kitchen, if we're taking them down to the bedroom, if the young person is in the bedroom and they're texting us, I want this, I want that, or come down here or talk to me, then they don't have to leave their bedroom and come up to us. If the young person has no other source of income other than us from the parent, if we continue to give them more for the taxi that they might need to go downtown, or give them more for games that they want, more money for credit, all that, that enables them to continue. We'll always feed the children and we'll help them along. But if we minimise what's actually in the kitchen, that if they don't eat the main meals that are there, and then we cut out the rubbish that might be there, or the noodles, or we cut out the potatoes, the biscuits, or what have you. So therefore they're far more likely to eat the meals. I often hear a lot of parents talk now about a sense of entitlement. The children feel they're just entitled to all of this. That entitlement, often we inadvertently help it to continue by doing stuff, by refusing to do work for them, almost maid-like stuff for them. And for adults that have not yet launched, they may have comorbid conditions, like you might be looking at some depression, you might be looking at neurodiversity, OCD. They might be accompanying behaviours, but they may not be. The young person may just have failure to launch. They may have had a bit of anxiety and started off with school refusal, and then it went on to different levels. Maybe they went to college and they dropped out. Everything was against them and they haven't managed, they haven't coped very well. Well, with the programme that I run, which is the Space NVR Hybrid, that's what I call it, is two programmes that are mixed together to meet the needs of the individual family, to support you through what it is you need to do to remove all the accommodations that allows your young person to continue the behaviour that they are engaging in. So it's a 10-week program. It's a parent-based intervention. It does not require the adult to attend the sessions. Now, should they choose to at some stage, that's okay too. It would only be for one session, just for me to meet them, but it's not necessary. It's not a condition for the program. And in fact, we work just with the parents around what changes you can make to how you respond and react to the young person's failure to launch, that inadvertently might be just helping them to maintain it. When we withdraw all that scaffolding bit by bit, step by step from around them, then they are no longer left with a sense of, I can continue this. They begin to learn they need to do something about it. They need to step up at some level. Now, it's hard work. It's not easy. We love our children. We want to do our best for them. But there comes a stage in our life when we've had enough. You've adult children at 22, 23, 24, and you expect to be getting your life back, having spent the last 18, 14, 26 years rearing children, maybe even having more children. This young person's attitude to life, attitude to staying at home, their failure to launch, can impact the whole family. The whole life can be centered around trying to get this young person or this adult to do something with their lives. So it's hard on you, the parents. It's tough on you at a stage of your life where you would be expecting to be moving on a little bit in life, reclaiming your own life, putting more time into your other children, putting time into your relationships, putting time into doing the things that you might have liked to have done when you were child rearing, but you gave your attention to that first. So that can be very difficult. So this program that I run, it can take 10 plus sessions, depending on how hard you're willing to work, whether you're willing to commit to it. And we work together to actually identify every single accommodation that would possibly be supporting that young person. And what you do then is we begin to choose targets. What will we work at? When will we start reducing first? How we'll begin to say no to them? How we'll begin to get their motivation up, their self-efficacy, how they actually learn that they're responsible for getting on in their life, for doing things for themselves, not the parents doing it all the time for them and they're getting away with that. So we want to try and raise their motivation, their internal motivation to get up and do something for themselves in life. It's not an easy task, but I mean, you have been watching it and living with it for the last, I don't know how many years, that you've realised this isn't quite working. That hasn't been easy either. But at least when you come and work with me and you commit to the program, then you will see change. You will empower yourself to increase your parental authority, your presence. You will begin to free yourself up to work with the other children and to move on with your life. If you're a parent that has all your child rearing duties done and thought you would be finished with them all at this stage, then it's very helpful. Like I mentioned earlier, the young person, the young adult does not have to attend, does not have to agree to the treatment. It's a parent-based intervention. We look at what modifications and what accommodations we, the parents, are making that's helping the young person to stay there. We do it step by step. We co-author a plan. It's not something that's pushed on you every step of the way. Every session we agree a progression for the next day. What actions will we take? What would the barriers be to that? If there's pushback, if there's anger from the young person that you're doing this, how to manage this. And of course we look at is the young person, what I'm finding an awful lot is some parents are very slow to tackle this issue because the young person may be depressed, may have mental health challenges, may throw out the suicidal thoughts. oh, I'll commit suicide, you do this, I'll commit suicide, or I mightn't be here tomorrow. And so these threats are all very, very real. So if they're real, we take a two-pronged approach. Take one where the mental health services are contacted and, you know, the young person is linked in with whomever it is that can support them along that area. We as parents are not trained. They need psychiatrists, they need the mental health nurses, they need the doctors, the GP. That's the support that they get for that if they're feeling that way. Even PA to house and a few more. But we as parents then continue our work. I hear you. I really hear that you're upset, you're suicidal and everything, but it's for your own good that I'm beginning to work towards this. These are the changes that me, alone maybe, or me, my husband, or me, my partner, or the two adults that are actually in the house are now making. So there is a lot to the programme, and it sounds like a lot, but we work at your pace. Nothing is pushed on you. You will not be. We'll take our time, we'll suss it out, and we'll develop a plan of action. So if you have interest in any more on this subject or have questions, feel free to email me at info@margaretgilbertlifecoach.com or phone me on 087 174 7813, and we can arrange an introductory phone call that is free where we can discuss your challenges, how I may be able to help you, how we could work together to address this situation. And I won't badger you then. You take the time and you decide if this is for you, if this is the route and the support and the help that would best benefit you at this point in time. You get back to me when you're ready, and we set up our appointments and we begin our work together. I suppose it's very important to mention this program, really its benefits are extremely good when you attend weekly or fortnightly. If you leave too many gaps between sessions, then the work and the action and things goes cold and it slows down. It's very good to come regularly, keep the momentum going, keep the change going, and keep the successes going, and keep them fresh in our mind. And that starts reverting back into old patterns of behaviour. We can catch them very, very fast. So again, if you're interested in more of my work, markgilbertlifecoach.com is my website. There's a small bit of information above on that on space and the NVR program. And like I said, it's a hybrid version of both that I put together for your specific challenges and situation. And I've no doubt if you get in contact with me and this is an issue for you, we can do some good work together. So I'd be delighted to hear from you. Thank you very much.